Hey, Dave Rother here, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the two different types of ads that you can run on social media. Now, if you're running ads on social media, you're running one of these two different types of ads, one of which is going to cost you a lot of money and is going to be an uphill struggle and it's going to be tremendously difficult to get results from, and the other of which is going to be incredibly powerful and is going to work with the grain of how social media platforms are built, and it's going to get you far more customers. It's going to make you magnetic to not just any customers, but your dream customers as well. The kind of people who complain less, who pay more, who have a higher lifetime value, and are generally better for your business growth and for your sanity. So essentially, you're running one of these two different types of ads, and this is how I refer to them. One of which is billboard ads. This is what I refer to as billboard ads, and this is, you would be forgiven for falling into this trap, because this is the way advertising has worked for many years. You put your offer in front of people and you hope that they buy them, and throughout the years, various new styles of copywriting techniques, psychological, really smart stuff has been developed by direct response marketers over the course of hundreds of years to make these billboard ads more compelling, to make these outbound, like very sort of matter of fact, here's my stuff, come and buy it type ads to work more effectively and to get the idea across. But the reality is times are changing, and the way people consume content, the way people expect to see ads, and also the sheer amount of ads and the amount of information that people are seeing has increased, and therefore things have to change and you have to change as a marketer. There's no point looking to what has worked in the past for exactly what's going to work in the future. Now, that's not to say that we can't take elements of direct response marketing, elements of the really smart stuff that's been developed over the years for our benefit, but we really need to rethink the approach that we're taking to engage people and to turn them into customers. So the other style of adverts that you could be running and you should be running, which are far more effective, are viral ads. Now, this isn't to say that necessarily the ads that you create are going to go globally viral and to reach an audience like a world record egg on Instagram or a Charlie bit my finger or any of those things that you would immediately associate the idea of viral with. The most important thing that we need to consider here is the elements of virality, the reasons, the psychological principles of virality, why things get shared, why things get engaged with. And not only are we going to be more favorable to the social media platforms, we're going to get more reach, we're going to engage their algorithms to favorably give us more reach, push us in front of more people because we're creating a better time for their users online. We're also going to be able to convert people a lot more. We're going to have that better message for them. We're going to be building a relationship rather than saying, hey, come and buy my stuff. We're going to be demonstrating our products to them. We're going to be demonstrating our services, showing them with storytelling, with intrigue, with gap theory, all the things that we've been speaking about, the really compelling reasons that they should come and buy our stuff. So as I quite aptly illustrated here, the difference is that you become magnetic to customers rather than just like shouting your message and hoping that they come along and buy your stuff. The advantage of viral ads is that you become magnetic to them. They make their own choice, they make their own decisions to come and buy from you, rather than you saying, hey, here's my stuff, come and buy it. Now, there's various different techniques and principles that we use to create viral ads, one of which is going and looking at what your audience is already consuming and starting to model the content that they already consume. Because when they come to social media, essentially when people come to social media, they don't come to be sold to. They don't come thinking, oh, well, most people, I was joking with a friend of mine the other day who's a fellow marketer, most people don't come to social media to look for ads. Maybe if you're really crazy into marketing, then you do. But essentially, most people come to social media to be entertained and to scroll through their feed and to find stuff which is going to essentially either waste their time or entertain them or make themselves feel better about themselves. So if you're creating billboard ads, you're essentially interrupting their experience. Now, I don't know how you feel about being interrupted, but I certainly don't enjoy it. And your audience doesn't either. And the kinds of people that you could potentially be engaging and turning into customers, you could be turning off by running these style of ads. You could be turning off by saying, hey, here's my product, come and get it. Rather than saying, hey, here's a story about how my product fits into your life. Here's a story about somebody similar to you who used our products or services and gained a benefit. Here's a really engaging piece of content which demonstrates edutains you, which educates you and entertains you about our products at the same time. You know, I was talking to the founder and owner of a really big social media network, a viral social media network called Jamie Balding. He's the founder of Jungle Creations, who own lots of different channels like VT, Viral Thread, lots of like food trend. What's that? That's really embarrassing. I can't remember the name of the food one. I think they changed the name of it anyway. But regardless, he made a really good point, a really interesting point, which is people don't dislike being advertised to. They dislike crap content. So if you think about that for a second, people don't dislike being advertised to. You know, the natural thing to think is, you know, when people see an advert, and this has been the case for a long time, if people see an advert, they put their blocker up. That's 100% true. If people sense that they're being sold to, their immediate reaction, their immediate knee-jerk reaction is, I don't want to spend money. This content is not for me. I need to scroll past, I need to ignore, or even I'll consume the content, but I'm actively making a conscious decision that I will not purchase at the end of this. Whereas if you want to take people on a journey using a viral ad or a viral ad campaign, which educates people first, which doesn't have an immediate demanding call to action, which builds a relationship with them, and then eventually asks them or presents an offer in a really compelling way, then you got past this initial issue of people putting their blocker up, of people becoming defensive to your message as a marketer. So maybe you can start to see now how powerful this is. You know, if you start off on the right foot, if you're not getting people to put their blockers up, then that's the first stage to actually turning them into a customer. So it's tremendously powerful stuff. And in terms of like how, in terms of viral ads, in terms of creating individual ads which create engagement and create sales, we can also look at putting together viral ad campaigns as well. So, you know, the beauty of almost every social media channel now is that you can tell if somebody watches, if somebody shows a certain amount of intent, then you can follow up with them. Now, I believe the latest average with people, with the authorities that research into this stuff, is that it takes something like 19 touch points, or maybe even 29, some crazy amount of numbers of touch points before somebody becomes a customer. And now that's an average across lots of different industries and lots of different scopes. So maybe for you it's less, and maybe for you that it's more. But the important thing to bear in mind is that, you know, people aren't necessarily going to buy the first time round. And fortunately, what all of the big social media platforms where you'd likely consider disseminating your content, your ads, are able to do is really, really impressively and really effectively retarget people based on different levels of intent. So just to walk through very briefly a few of these, and this is a whole video for another time, but it could be that if somebody watches 75% of your video, or it could be if somebody watches 3 seconds of your video, or it could be if somebody clicks through to your webpage, or it could be if somebody comments. All of these different levels of intent illustrate that somebody is interested in what you've got, but isn't necessarily quite ready to buy. And that's absolutely fine. In fact, that's great, because that's just more time to build a relationship with them. And the chances are by the time they check out, they're going to spend more money with you. Or at least it's going to increase the likelihood that they spend more money with you. And if you've got your sales process set up in a way, your sales process is set up in a way that they can, then they're far more likely to take advantage of those additional offers that you've put in place. So anyway, the thing to bear in mind is that, you know, you've created these retargeting audiences, you've created these pools of people that have shown a certain level of intent. You can show them more content and more content and more content, and gradually you become more present in their mind. And over time, they start to see you as an authority. They start to see you everywhere. They start to see you time and time again, and they really start to take notice of you. And what does that do? That increases your authority in their mind. That increases the likelihood that they will recall about you, the likelihood that they will talk about you to their friends and family. And that takes this entire process of advertising online, and it takes it into a whole new medium, which is word of mouth. I'm not sure whether that's even on the screen anymore. Word of mouth marketing, which is very, very powerful. And it's something which people really underestimate. It's really tempting as marketers to just try and concentrate only on the metrics that we see inside social media. So, I mean, it's fantastic that you can run Facebook ads and see this many people clicked, this many people engaged, this many people stayed on the website for a certain amount of time, this many people purchased. And it's really tempting just to stick with those metrics. But it's worth considering as well when you're creating ads and when you're creating content, that word of mouth marketing is huge as well and very, very powerful. Again, coming back to that quote from Mark Zuckerberg, there's nothing more powerful than the trusted recommendation of a friend. A direct recommendation is the holy grail of advertising. So if you can engage this word of mouth marketing as well as a side benefit of creating of your online ads, then that's huge. And that is something which does not happen with this right here. So hopefully that gives you some idea of the two different types of advertising and how you should be considering very strong, if you're not already, creating viral ads by taking the principles that I've been speaking to you about in these videos, the principles of virality, and injecting them into your ads. Not for the purpose of going globally viral, not for the purpose of creating a world record egg, but for the purpose of creating these kind of magnetic ads that trigger relationships, strong relationships and engagement with customers over a long period of time, which have the side benefits of stuff like word of mouth marketing, which illustrate your business in a way which is easy to understand, which demonstrates to people how your business, your services, your products actually exist in their life, which in turn makes the first step towards them becoming a customer, a recurring customer, and a die-hard fan of your business.